Texas. So
Oh, that's
Texas
fucking
was
depressing.
we got LSU.
We literally that couldn't have been a worse start.
Was it starting off bad?
The whole half. I was like,
It's
this is like a
did they know
nightmare.
they had a game today?
It's funny. As soon as I saw that half, I was like, the Texans are going to lose.
To quote one of Lindell's favorite things is Dak throws an interception. Well, then he's going to get focused. And so I saw that first interception that Ewers threw. And I
No,
was
see, that's a Dak Prescott thing. Not
He gets
you
focused
that's
on
not
throwing
across,
more.
That's not across the board.
It's like, okay.
Because the kid threw 5 last night.
Yeah.
3 of them were pick sixes.
Oh.
Syracuse pick game.
Oh, really?
3 pick sixes, all linebackers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Syracuse quarterback had a horrible game last night.
Wow. So, welcome to another episode of what we are calling The Money Line. For now, it's still kind of a work in progress.
You don't want to put your theme music on?
Oh, yeah. Let me do my intro. Hold on. It's
important.
It's really ghetto. So
I love it.
Don't
It's
mind.
fantastic. It's not ghetto. Don't listen to that.
No. How I do it with my phone.
he meant the huddle.
Yeah.
The high techness of it.
Yeah. I
There's
gotta
no
find it
button that
from.
we can just push and
Actually,
roll
Just
it
make
in.
a beat.
you can plug into it. So next time
I can?
You can aux into that
Oh.
machine and it'll
Fucking.
record it.
I think the new iPhones don't have aux cords.
They got that.
You got to
Shout out
Here
to
we go,
Kelly.
here we
and
go.
AJ.
hit a splinter.
Welcome to the Money Line. See, he's kind of ghetto.
Hey, I like it.
That's the ghetto part. So welcome to another episode. Today we have a special guest, Lindahl. What do you prefer?
Lynn is fine.
Who I guess I've known you for a few years now. You are Ray's cousin, is that
Yes,
correct?
that's correct.
Yes.
And thank you, fam. You can just bring him over here. And where's the bullet, Vinny?
Oh, can you get the bullet from the...
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, fam.
That's all good.
Sorry.
I don't care.
Never mind our all pair.
Yeah. So,
On-site Tinder.
Lynn, you're Ray's cousin. How did you come about coming to Houston? Or getting to Houston?
Well, it was quite a journey. I am a life insurance agent,
Okay.
financial professional. I started my career in '93 in Philly, and ramped up. Had a pretty good 4 or 5 years. Then I went into management, and I got an opportunity to lead the DC office.
Okay.
And I was down there for 4 years, 2000 to 2004. And then at the same time, I was building a practice with professional athletes. Did my homework, my research, realized most professional athletes in this country live where? The Houston area.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Also, across all sports.
Is there a reason?
Oh, yeah, it's great economy.
Okay.
Great, lots of house for your money.
Yeah.
And no state taxes.
Okay.
And it's, the 4th largest city in America. So
Very interesting. That's not something I knew.
yeah.
And that's something we're going to get into. So I always tell our guests, because we call this the Money Line, we talk about a little bit of a few things. One, sports, which we'll get to in the second half of this. But the first thing is we enjoy talking to people and learning how they make money, their business, and things that people don't know about their business and things that people should know about their business, pretty much. And I guess I'll kind of segue into asking you that. What is your line of work, and what do you do?
Okay, so I own a firm called the Medearis Group, and basically what we do for our clients is but advise them on risk management insurance,
Okay.
primarily life insurance.
Okay.
But we deal with disability insurance, long-term care insurance, health insurance, things like that. But our passion is life insurance.
Okay.
Why? Because life insurance is that one tool that can create generational wealth and close the wealth gap
Okay.
the fastest.
Okay.
Why?
I never knew that.
Because it's income tax-free dollars that pass to the next generation without probate, without any encumbrances at all. And
Gotcha.
it is the most powerful financial tool that most people don't know about. Because most people think about life insurance as another bill.
Yeah.
But how many bills do you pay that when you pass away, a company's going to send money to your loved ones?
Yeah.
How many of those bills you got?
Yeah. No, that's a
The
good
on-
point.
It's the only one. That's why we have to inform and educate and move people off of cost and onto benefit.
That's like what we do.
That's our passion.
Yeah, I mean that's great. I never knew that. I always had a question about life insurance though, and I'll ask you. And I mean, forgive me for my ignorance if
Not
I
a
don't.
problem at all.
But why isn't it called death insurance?
It's a great question because it's not just for dying. That's the one thing people think about.
Okay.
When you talk to them about life insurance is, wait a minute, I'm going to pay money to a company, I'm going to die, and my loved ones are going to have this, windfall.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes that is the case, but it really isn't. There are living benefits
Okay.
to life insurance that most people don't really get a chance to consider.
Okay.
And that's why, a fellow like me has a great opportunity that I can do this the rest of my life
Yeah.
and just continue to inform and educate people. But the biggest living benefit is you can put in after-tax dollars into your life insurance policy, have those dollars grow on a tax-deferred basis, and then access those dollars income tax-free.
Is that whole life?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that whole life? I guess
It's what we call it as cash value life insurance, which whole life is one of those.
okay. Gotcha.
So it's not, because if you just say whole life, you kind of stifle it.
Yeah.
Because a traditional whole life policy is the most expensive type of permanent insurance, but it comes with all the guarantees
Yeah.
which people want. Guaranteed benefit, guaranteed death benefit, guaranteed cash value, and guaranteed premium. So if you want all those guarantees,
Yeah.
that's
gonna
why
cost you.
it costs more.
Yeah.
But there are other types of permanent life insurance, universal life. The universal part gives you that flexibility, flexible premium. That means you can pay more, you can pay less, you can skip a premium, you can skip a quarter, you can skip a year. So that's the universal life insurance product.
I didn't know there was so much flexibility.
Yes.
That's,
Yeah. So when you hear that UL, that's where you know you have flexibility.
Got it. Wow. It's funny, like kind of in talking about our industry, we are one of the few industries where if you get a personal injury check, like let's say you get a settlement and talk to your financial professional about it, but it's completely tax-free.
Income tax free.
Yeah, because it's considered for bodily injuries, and people don't realize that. Like, how much do I have to pay in taxes for this?
Yeah.
So, like that's not. I didn't even think about that. As far as your line of work, that's very, very interesting to know. Let me ask you this: what is it about your industry that you wish more people knew?
And you
In
touched
general.
on it, living benefits.
Yeah.
So there are life insurance policies that will pay you if you get a critical illness and also have to go into a nursing home.
Okay.
So instead of buying a long-term care policy, which is a use it or lose it, so you pay for this policy all your life and you never go into a nursing home, how do you feel?
Terrible. That's
Yeah.
what I always thought it was about.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm ignorant
So
to
because
this whole
everybody's
thing.
not going in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with a long-term care rider, let's say you have $1 million policy, you can use 900,000 of those death benefit dollars while you're alive to
Really?
pay for the nursing home. Yes.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Had no.
And see,
clue.
all this is great to me because this keeps me employable
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. that most people don't know this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the joy of what we do. Now, getting it down to the basics is we don't want your parent to pass away and you not be able to put your parent in the ground and give them.
Yeah.
So there's what we call life insurance that you need to live with, which can be $1 million policy, but that's not necessarily how much you need to die with. You at least need to die with enough money to not burden your children,
Absolutely.
not burden your loved ones. That's the minimum that we should be discussing. But over and above that, somebody buys a house, they get a 30-year mortgage. You should get a 30-year term policy to cover that mortgage just in case you pass away.
Is it just for the amount of
Just for the amount of the mortgage.
Okay.
Right. So pass away, mortgages is not a burden to anyone. Let's say Junior's 16 and you didn't save anything for his education, but you're making enough money that you know you can pay out of pocket to University of Texas. What's the only thing that's going to bring Junior home? Premature death or a disability, which we do as well. So if those what ifs happen, then Junior can stay at UTA, get his degree, and keep on with life. But if not, Junior's got to come home, maybe have to drop out of college and work and support mom, brothers and sisters, what have you.
Yeah.
So what we do is we keep the family structure, the family plan whole, like a plan completer.
So I'll be honest with you about this. My experience, personal experience with insurance companies has not been the best because of what we do for a living.
Yes.
We see a lot of pushback. Pretty much that's their job, is pushback. Is life insurance different from in that aspect? Will you get pushback?
It is, because guess what? The person is either dead or alive.
Got it.
So
Are there clauses on, like, I'm assuming suicide is
2 years. So 2 years after the policy is in force, if a suicide occurs, the insurance company will pay.
really?
Yes. Yeah,
Is
that first
per
2 years,
language on individual policies, or is every
that's
insurance
standard.
different?
That's
or-
standard life insurance language. So when I'm watching Law and Order, or whatever, and somebody kills themselves, and they say, "Oh, there's no money," I'm like, "That's not right."
Yeah.
You know, I'm like a cop watching Law and Order.
Sure,
sometimes.
yeah.
Trying to
when the
correct
insur-
all
right,
facts.
exactly.
That's the way that works.
Exactly.
Call this producer.
So here's the deal, and this is standard with a life insurance policy. You have a 2-year contestability. So in any death occurs in that first 2 years, the insurance company has every right, and it's a contract to investigate everything. So let's say you die of a heart attack, but you didn't know you had a heart problem.
Pre-existing.
And this happened to me.
Yeah.
A friend of mine died on the basketball court for a game I was supposed to be there. I forgot all about it. And I get a call like, Eric passed away on the court. He had a heart attack. So we were 1 year into Eric's policy, and they did an investigation. Turns out Eric didn't know that he had a heart condition. So the insurance company paid out to his wife. Wow.
Good.
So,
But it's not just. So the 2 years you're referring to is just the suicide.
no, 2 years is for everything.
Yeah, they have a
Everything.
duty to investigate.
Right.
So,
But after 2 years,
yeah.
death certificate, payment. So what you guys are dealing with in your world, and I say this, I always sound like an insurance company apologist because I did major in risk management and insurance at Temple University. Shout out to Philadelphia. The reason why you got
We're going to get to that in a
is
little bit.
fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud is the reason why you're getting pushback.
Sure.
Because people fake accidents,
Yeah.
people fake injuries, people,
And
It
you're
just
right.
sucks when the legitimate claimants
I know.
have to
I
go through
absolutely
it.
feel that, but
And
they're
it's-
going through it because of the crooks.
Understood.
Yeah.
That's
Understood.
why they're going through it.
Yeah.
Because
One bad apple
if everybody
spoils
was
the
just working with the honor system, you could just say, "Oh, okay, you got a claim. Here's your money."
It's funny you say that. I heard about this ring going on, and there was a sting that happened in New Orleans. So for about 6 years, this attorney basically would hire this group of people, and it was a group of like 20 people, and they would go and literally box in 18-wheelers. And then the one in front would slam their brakes, and the 18-wheeler couldn't go anywhere. So he'd like hit the shit out of them. They'd go to the hospital, and this was something. And it was already prearranged, everything. And this guy signed up. I think he ended up making over $80 million, and it was all fucking scam. It was unbelievable.
There was one in the news
Like,
the other day.
extremely
They showed this
scam.
car pull up.
Oh, yeah.
Literally stops and
Backs up into the. I saw that.
into
yeah.
him, but the people had a dash cam on it, so they caught all this on camera. Then they had somebody else with their hazard lights on, pulled up in the front, and then you can kind of see them look at the dash cam, and they kind of like change their demeanor.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's crazy to me that people
You have to have a dash cam to protect yourself now. That's a major thing.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's crazy because the things I've seen on the road are insane. Like, and the people, I mean, especially in Houston, road rage is a real issue here.
Definitely. We just got a case now about that.
Yeah, I had I was telling, I think I told them about this, but me and my girlfriend right here driving on 45, and we had just gotten on the exit, and I was driving my Rivian, which is an all-electric vehicle. Some dude, for no reason, like pulls up right next to me and starts flicking me off and like saying, pull over. And I'd never seen this guy in my life. I don't know if it was because I was driving
Maybe
an
it's not the
electric
one you
vehicle.
want to test.
I was like, I didn't know, but I have guns in all of my car. Every single place I got a bunch of guns all
This is
over.
a
And I was
bad
like, I'm not
decision
even
on
doing
the
this.
guy's part.
But she was like, why is he honking at us? I was like, I have no idea. But it was just for no reason. So, but
You
you're right.
recognize your face from the billboard.
That's right. They're mad at you. You're the asshole on the billboard, aren't you?
I've got one for you on the life side. So there was a case out in California. 2 women, senior citizens, formed an LLC, brought in homeless men as their C-suite, got huge life insurance policies on their lives, key man insurance.
Yeah.
And killed them.
What?
Yeah, and Dick Wolf, who's always up, Law and Order. He did a Law and Order on it, but it was based on that scenario. And those women are still in prison now for insurance fraud and murder.
On top of
Not the murder, but
yeah.
fraud.
Yeah, so she signed them up. They had to have the physicals, the blood, the urine, because they were big policies. And after everything had settled in, but they did it inside the 2 years. They killed
So
them
that was
inside
their
the
mistake.
2 years.
3 years.
So I was going to ask you
So
something
they
on
had to
that,
wait
Lynn.
after the 2-year mark.
They had a shot.
Scot free.
They had a shot.
They didn't talk to you.
They had a shot.
Next time, wait 2 years. You'll be good.
They had I rode them, I would have told them.
Yeah.
So
So I don't get my commission taken back also.
Yeah, right. I got a question though. So you said because there were higher policies, they I guess had to endure more like physicals testing and all that. Is it only a higher policy, or is that like no matter how big, small the policy, you got to do physical? Like, what is that process?
It
entail?
depends on the company. So we work with more than 3 dozen companies.
Okay.
And so I got a guy now. He's getting $2 million, and he's a smoker. So he's got to go through all the stuff because his premium is relatively low compared to the $2 million.
Because his risk is high. Like,
Correct.
Gotcha.
Now it's a loan. They feel it's to secure a loan, so they feel pretty
okay.
confident about him paying it back. But that's what the insurance company is requiring in order to take this risk and accept the premium. So if it's a small policy, like we do a lot of what we call fluidless underwriting, no blood, no urine, no physical. But those are for 50,000, 30,000, 10,000, just to take care of the funeral, things like
Gotcha.
that. Those are algorithmic. So you put their information into an algorithm, but still the algorithm is going to check your MIB. You know what the MIB is?
No, Men in Black.
Men in Black. That's to say the same thing.
Yeah, so the second definition for MIB is Medical Information Bureau. So basically that's like your credit report for your health.
Gotcha.
So that's where your doctor, he might not even tell you, but he's going to write it in his file. He's going to send it to the MIB. So the algorithm checks your MIB for any conditions. It also checks your prescription history.
Okay.
And that can be tricky. Sometimes a doctor says, here's a script, and you don't do what? You don't pick
Go
it up.
fill it? Yeah.
You don't fill it.
Yeah.
So that'll fly if you don't fill it. If you refill it, then the algorithm is going to assume that you have that condition. Big one is pre-diabetes, right? You're pre-diabetic, they give you diabetic medication.
Yeah.
You get it, you refill it, the algorithm says
Then you
have diabetes.
you're diabetic. So then that's adjust your premium. Doesn't
good to
exclude
know.
you from getting covered, but yeah. So people don't know, and then the last thing they check is your driving record.
The driving record.
They're looking for DUI.
Car
They're looking for
accidents are one
speeding
of the
tickets
biggest,
because
yeah.
that makes you
Higher risk.
a higher
prone
risk.
to
Because we're talking about life or death here. And I tell you, I've never been in a place where there are more wrong way accidents.
Oh, man.
Somebody jumped
than
over.
Houston.
Yeah, than Houston.
It's crazy.
No other place. Like, I don't even remember one wrong way accident in Philadelphia. And I was there for 30 years.
And these people are on the highways doing it.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Going the wrong way.
They drove up a wrong way on the highway.
There's
Ramp.
tons of them all the
Oh, yeah.
time.
All
On
the
the
time.
toll road, right, where it's like,
Yeah,
there's
it's
not
already
even as
toll
many,
road.
as
Yes.
many cars up there. It's blank, and then you got to go through this ramp. It's
Oh,
like-
you mean the HOV thing.
Yeah, well, not the HOV. When you're getting up, well, so like the Beltway.
A lot of
90
wrong
total.
way, a lot of
understand
wrong
why.
way
I just don't
accidents.
It's
understand how
weird.
that works.
I don't know why that is here. It's not. I don't think the roadways are any different.
I know.
I
I
said-
think
I
it's
don't
the
think-
alcohol consumption.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Or you
I'm
know,
not driving.
driving tired.
Yeah.
Driving tired is worse than driving drunk.
Absolutely. I've been on the road a few times where, obviously, no drinks, but my eyes are starting to close. I'm like, oh, like I either got to pull over or
Yeah.
do something to wake up because that is scary. Yeah, if your eyes
Yeah.
like eyelids closed.
You know what's funny is I had a recent incident where I was driving a long distance and my eyes were wide open, but I was asleep. Like I was like this. I was nudged. My passenger nudged me. My buddy nudged me. Ray, you too close. Oh shit, I was asleep. I didn't even see that. You were looking right at the road, bro.
I remember being awakened to sparks from the guardrail.
No.
I wasn't driving. My friend was driving, but I saw these sparks. And I'm looking at him, and he's asleep.
Oh,
and I just had to
shit.
gently get us off, you know. Thank God for rumble strips. This was before rumble strips.
Yeah.
But rumble
No.
strips are annoying
man.
if you're
But
awake.
they're effective.
But they're effective if you're drifting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let me ask you this, Lynn, and it's something I like to ask people who are not in our industry. What is it? And we love to ask people these questions because being in the industry, we're just kind of blinded by it. So, what is it that about our industry you wish you knew more about? Anything. It could be anything.
Structured settlements.
Oof. Well, that's a good one.
Have
Because
a structured
we
settlement
cross.
and you need
Yeah.
a car.
Exactly. Because we
Yeah.
cross. That's what we kind of cross
Yeah.
over. Because structures are sometimes done with annuities.
Yeah.
Which are one of my specialties.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough about them.
So very few of our clients actually want structured settlements. And
Although
ours,
we encourage it.
we strongly encourage it. And my understanding is it can be as little as $10,000 all the way up to whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. My experience has been, it's been a tough sell to clients.
They want all that money.
They
Right
want
now.
all the money.
Right now.
I have
Right
a
now.
very funny, actually, it's not funny, it's actually tragic now I think about it, but it's a very unique experience about a structured settlement where the guy denied it. I have a client, he was hit by an 18-wheeler. He ended up he took home $160,000 in his pocket. Like that was his take home. I told this kid, he was 24 years old, I said, hey dude, you need to structure this money. You need to structure it. He's like, I got plans. He's like, no, I want the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. So this was around November. Fast forward, and it's Christmas, holidays, or it's a holiday time. I'm in New York in Central Park running. I know it's hard to believe, but I was running, and I get a call.
Eating a hot dog.
Yeah, I know.
Got a pretzel.
And I get a call, and it's from a district attorney in Houston. And I was like, hey, how can I help you? And he was like, I've got an issue here, and I don't know what to do. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, we have somebody in a holding cell who he was found with a large sum of cash, and he also had 8 pounds of weed. And he was like, and he's telling me this cash is from a settlement, and he told me to call you. And I said, okay, who's the client? Happened to be my client. And I said, how much cash is it? And he said, it's about $120,000, I believe. And I said, so I said, he had $120,000 cash. And he was like, yes. And so I told the DA, I was like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if that money is drug related or not. I said, but I do know that he received a sum in excess of that amount. So if he decided to cash it, that was up to him. So my understanding of what happened after that is they confiscated and kept for the sell and traffic of drugs, which they had the absolute right to do. I think they kept $60,000. Yeah,
He's lucky.
because he didn't structure it.
He's lucky.
Yeah,
They could have kept it all.
He
they
said-
could have. They absolutely could have kept it
He
all.
said he had a plan.
Yeah, he had a
Said
plan.
he had
All
a
right.
plan. I'm trying to. I got some stuff I'm trying to do, man. I need
Yeah.
to.
And in his new Escalade. That's what they told me. So not only so he got an Escalade, got some cash, and got some weed. Yeah, that's what happened. So
Well, you know he didn't buy it. He
No.
just financed it.
He had him on consignment.
exactly. So no. So as far as structures go, all of this to say, structures are very tricky, and it's something that I'm trying to wrap my hand around as well. We usually save those for our big ticket clients, clients who have 500,000 minimum going in their pocket. And at that point, we always tell them, look, if you don't want to do a structure, we at least advise you strongly to go talk to a financial advisor so it gives you options.
Yeah.
Because at that point, sometimes they just need to hear it from somebody else. And these people are stubborn sometimes, man. It's unfortunate, but they are. And I mean,
Well, they want to see it now. Like, you know,
I wouldn't
some people will
say
say like, "Hey, look, tomorrow's not guaranteed,"
Yeah.
or whatnot. You know, they've never seen that much amount of money.
Right. Which
ever
is the,
in
which
their
is
life.
the, which is the main point, right? So
And-
I would say it's not sometimes, it's every time. Everybody, I want all that money right now.
Yeah, they think that they
get
they
the-
can manage it, but it's really hard, especially when you haven't had that much money in 1 year. You've never made that in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they think like, no, I can take care of it, but you know, you want to look at, you got to look at all the options.
Yeah, the main thing is because I had this with when I was working with professional athletes, and I got to a point where if I met you and you were a rookie or something, I was telling guys, listen, I'd rather be your second advisor than
Yeah.
your first advisor.
Yeah.
And like, what are you talking about? I said, because here's what you're going to do with your first advisor. He or she's going to give you great advice, and you're not going to take it. You're going to mess up your first contract. You're going to blow all your money, and who are you going to blame?
Yeah. No, you're right.
The advisor.
You're right.
So I want you to get all that out of your system, and then when you're ready, I'll be your second advisor.
Yeah.
You know,
And
think
they were-
there's some kind
they
of
were
crazy
blown away by that.
statistic about like athletes, professional athletes, and how many of them blow all their money.
Go bankrupt.
Well, yeah,
Go bankrupt.
In the first 2 years,
it's because of a few factors, but the first one is discipline.
Yeah.
You know, if you've never had money, you don't have the discipline to manage, because the number one thing when we sit down with an athlete or someone who's come into money and we want to do a budget, the biggest thing that crushes budgets is a lack of understanding about cash flow. So if, mom and pop are doing their household budget, and they don't know when the money comes in because everyone's like, well, everybody gets paid every week, right? No. Some people get every other week,
Yeah.
15th and 30th, 1st and 15th,
Once a month.
once a month. I used to work with a lot of educators that got paid once a month and nothing in the summer. And they had tremendous discipline. School teachers.
They knew.
Yeah.
Oof.
You have to.
used to-
Yeah.
I used to work for-
You can't blow your wall
Oh
the
yeah,
first week or two,
yeah,
right?
exactly. School teachers have
I
an
first-
awesome discipline because they have to do that to
had to.
survive.
I used to work for UT. And
Right.
You get paid on the first.
Exactly.
Sit on that money. You pay your bills on the first.
Right. Exactly.
Anything else is extra, but you need to
Exactly.
make that,
So
make
if
it to the 31st.
if the cash flow, like in the NFL, you get paid 17 times. It's probably 18 now.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
so they don't get paid after the last game. They don't receive another check. So
Well, no, you get playoff money, but your contract, like I was talking about Le'Veon Bell, because I still hate that he did this. He left $975,000 with the Steelers for 17 weeks. Now, what do you hear from Le'Veon Bell? He's boxing.
Yeah, he's doing anything to make
He's
money.
promoting Trump.
Yeah.
He's doing all this nonsensical
OnlyFans.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
I don't know what it's about.
Yes,
You
yes.
are-
I was like,
yes.
I was like, how do you
making
know
this
that?
I just saw an article.
That was pretty good. That's some shit to talk about.
why does Vince know he got OnlyFans?
Actually, I think he's like the OnlyFans pimp.
But I tweeted him. I tweeted him this week.
There's no judgments here, Vin. I love you, man.
I tweeted him.
You shouldn't know.
No,
you shouldn't know.
He's doing all this stuff. I tweeted him this week saying that 975 times 17 weeks would really come in handy right now, wouldn't it? Because he was supposed to what? Change the running back game.
Yeah.
What happened?
He would have too.
No, you're not
Yeah.
changing that game.
Yeah.
Running
Yeah.
backs are going to get paid
Yeah.
what they get
Market
paid,
rate.
what they're valued
Yeah.
by that particular team. You're
Yeah.
not changing,
He was a really good running back.
he was. And I don't know what was in that Pittsburgh, him and Antonio Brown drinking the same
right.
thing.
You're
I don't know what's
right.
going on with
About
those
that.
two.
So much talent. So much talent.
But if you just stay a Steeler, come on.
Yeah, you're right.
He might still be playing.
Yeah,
he
you're
had
right.
to set all kind of
Backing up
records.
Najee Harris. Who knows?
Yeah.
Set all kind of
So it comes down to, discipline. You have people with a poverty mindset getting money. That doesn't,
Yeah.
and if you don't have a wealth mindset influence like a professional financial professional advisor, lawyers, accountants, we tag team this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating. I remember we lost a client, a professional athlete, because the girlfriend was not getting the money that she wanted from the agent.
Oh, wow.
So fire the agent. So we think we're following the player to a new agent. We do, but that agent already has his own team. So we got fired
Yeah.
because, and this was the girlfriend,
Significant other.
not the wife.
No, it's the worst, right?
Look,
Yeah.
not the mistress. Right? Mistresses
Your
have
side
power.
chick?
Listen, don't get it twisted.
Your
Mistresses
side
have
chick?
power.
no,
and
they have a lot of
influence.
power. Yeah.
But this is the girlfriend. Oh, it was so hot. But that's what happened. So some of these agents, they already have their accountants, their lawyers, and their financial advisors already in place. Yep. And
Yeah. I have a question.
Yeah.
So in your experience with these professional athletes, and I'm not going to ask you about your worst experience with them. I'm going to ask you, who was a pleasure to be around and work with? If the one that sticks out.
I had a guy. He played linebacker for the Vikings.
Okay.
And he was a great guy. And the way we got him was working with his stepmother brought us in. His stepmother said, "Hey, we just met with these guys from North Carolina. They sound shaky. Could you guys come in and talk to them?" So we went in. We talked to him, mom, dad, stepmom, which is a dynamic that you rarely see.
Yeah.
And they were all on one page. And we went in, and we didn't talk about money. We talked about, I was the master of the NFL benefit plan. So I explained to him how you're going to get money at 35, you're going to get money at 45, you're going to get money at 55, and you're going to get money at 65. I did the health plan, everything. The parental units are like, holy cow. But we never talked about, we're going to take your money and we're going to do this with it. So here's the thing. He got drafted right outside the first round by the Vikings. He had a signing bonus. His biological mother lived in Grand Prairie. He lived in Maryland. So we said, hey, switch your address from Maryland to Grand Prairie because there's no what?
State
State
tax.
Texas.
7.5% in Maryland.
Ooh.
We saved him $150,000.
Nice.
And it was that kind of relationship that we had with not just the player, but his support system
Yeah.
that really won the day. So he was one of the most enjoyable guys. He bought a 760 BMW, right? And he couldn't open the trunk because the BMW has this armrest control where you slide a key in and unlock it. It's a valet key, basically.
Yeah.
So when you turn that key, they can't go in the glove box. They can't go in
the trunk.
The trunk. So he's got this new car. I'm in there with his girlfriend. The girlfriend's freaking out. I said, "Why you guys got your luggage in the back seat?" So she said, "You want me to tell him?" So she tells me
Couldn't get in the
because he
trunk.
can't open the trunk. He doesn't go
like
to.
that.
He doesn't go to the BMW dealership. He doesn't
He don't
call
wanna
the
tell
guy.
him.
Who,
He don't wanna
he's
tell him.
being a guy.
Yeah.
He's just trying to. He's
I'm
figure
not
it
gonna
out.
tell him I can't get in the
I'm a
trunk.
I would
brute.
do that. I'm not
I'm
gonna
a
lie.
brute. Right. I'm going to brute force this trunk open. So I take the key. I slide the skeleton key out of the key fob. I open up the thing. I stick it. I turn it because I got the same car. I turn it and I push and the trunk pops open and she gives me the biggest hug and kiss that you could ever imagine. But he was my favorite. He was my favorite guy to work with. I remember we went to opening day in Minnesota. They played the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys, and he confessed to me that he grew up a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
for
wow.
him, beating
Yeah.
his,
Yeah.
it was crazy just working with him and his family. But what I learned was most NFL agents don't have one player.
They only have one player?
Don't have one.
Most
Oh.
agents don't even have a
Most
player.
certified NFL agents don't represent one player. They're lawyers that said, I'm trying to create
Yeah.
another source of income.
Yeah.
And I had a couple dozen, and I'd have guys come up to me all the time like, Lynn, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'll get the player's jersey and sit in the stands with his mom. Oh, I'm not doing that. I said, well, this is why you have
no
zero.
Yeah,
You
zero.
know, I'm not doing that. So
Yeah.
what our business is about, it can be transactional, but we prefer relational.
Yeah.
So we build the relationship
agree more.
until the player's looking at mom, what I do?
Yeah.
And mom is saying, you're giving the money to Mr. Medearis.
Yeah.
And that's what we did
Yeah.
as a rule.
It's so funny that you say that. I think Vince and I kind of grew up building those kinds of bonds as well. When I started the firm 16 years ago, I made it a habit to go, like, if I had clients, like, I remember Vince and I went to, like, their benefits. We'd go to their parties. We'd go to things like that. And all of my friends, I can remember one specific friend telling me, he was like, why are you going to your clients' functions? And I was like, because they're like family to us now, and these people will be forever clients.
Yeah.
That's what we call them. Like we say, because these people will.
Well, not just them.
Yeah, it's not just them.
It's-
They're
they may
just
never
like
be a
everybody.
client again.
Yeah.
But
Right.
all of
They
their
will
friends
refer
and
you.
family and their
And I
network.
guarantee you this happened. Like, hey, Vincent, I see you at all these events. What do you guys do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and all of a sudden now you've built another relationship that's tangential
Yep.
to this one that you have, and it's real.
Yep.
It's genuine. Like when I came up through the business, our firm was huge United Way volunteers and contributors. Matter of fact, my goal became giving $10,000 a year to the United Way.
Yeah.
It's called the Alexis de Tocqueville Society. What I didn't realize was it would open up this world where I'd be going to these mansions with 10 bathrooms.
Yeah.
I'd be the only guy in the house that looked like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I got mistaken for the help, but sometimes people are sitting beside me like, how
Yeah.
are you here? And I'm 31.
Yeah.
Like, how are you giving $10,000 to United Way at age 31?
Yeah.
And it was not easy.
Yeah.
But it was a commitment that I made. Then later on in life, I had advisors ask me, Lynn, what did you do? I said, well, I gave $10,000 away to United Way, and I met this guy. I met this real estate guy. I met this guy who owns a building downtown. I met this guy. Oh, I'm not doing that. I said, well, then, this is why, I drive what I drive. You want to drive it, but you don't want to put in
The work to do.
Yeah.
the work.
Yeah.
It's like if you're at the
People don't
gym.
understand that.
You're at the gym and you go up to somebody with a six-pack and say, hey, man, how'd you get that six-pack? And
That's
they say,
it.
well, I don't eat bread. I do 10,000 sit-ups. I do. Oh, I'm not doing that. I said, well, then,
Discipline and effort.
exactly. You're not going to. You're not going to.
I'm gonna be the fat guy. I mean,
Yeah.
Right. and you can be fat and happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
but
Just don't be mad at the next
Like,
guy.
Don't complain.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do. But I enjoy the fact that because life insurance agents get a bad rap. Like another thing on TV I see all the time. Oh man, Ray, you're down in the dumps, man. You can always sell insurance,
you can always
right? You've heard that?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Let me give you a fun fact. 9 out of 10 people that get licensed to sell life insurance quit in their first year.
I can imagine.
Oh, wow.
I can imagine.
I can imagine that. I can
That's
see
a,
that.
that's, a, that's a lot of
Because it's a lot of no's.
a lot of no's.
And
You
you're
gotta
not,
be-
if you don't make no your favorite word, like I hate maybe.
Yeah.
No, I love.
you don't already
Oh, I
know
love no. It's like if I'm dating and,
At least you know.
Yeah. So now I know exactly what I can do
Yeah.
to counter, and then I can start throwing soft closes like, so Ray, if I do X, Y, and Z, will that change that no to a yes?
Yeah. That's a
He
good
says
point.
yes.
Yeah.
Guess what? I've just closed him. He doesn't even know I've closed him.
Mm-hmm.
If
I'll
you
be
call
back.
if you call my 16-year-old right now and say, "Hey, Josh, what's the goal of a first date?" You know what he's going to tell you?
No.
To get a second date.
to get the second date. Just
get
want
a
that
second
return-
date.
Yeah.
Get that return call.
That-
To get a
that's-
second date. That should be your goal. If your goal is to close on the first date, you're in the wrong business.
You're right. You're
Now, if they say, "Well, look, I got to do this right now," or whatever, and they're forcing it, but for me, I just want to get another date
Yeah.
and another date.
Yeah.
So now I'm 4 dates in.
Yeah.
Who wants to come behind that?
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a
It's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a relationship building process
yeah.
that most people don't have the patience and the discipline for.
Yeah. That's a good way to look.
Absolutely
I never
true.
thought about that. Yeah.
And, you know, so I kind of assumed the name of Director of Client Relations. And actually, I told David that I think that would probably be best suited for me a couple years back, because my job is to nurture these relationships that we have with these clients. We pride ourselves in being a smaller boutique style firm. We're able to, I don't want to say cherry pick, but really vet our cases really well. But we also take pride in educating our clients, informing them, letting them know the process. We're not going to talk to you every day, not every week, every 3 weeks sometimes, but we're always here for you when you have those questions.
Yeah.
And we feel like that personal touch has like just really done so much for us as far as how much our business goes, and all those repeat clients and their friends and family, and expanded our network through our clients in helping us grow our business.
Yeah. I call it the expectation conversation.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest reasons that I don't chase investment money anymore is because when I did well for my clients, it was them. If the money did poorly, it was me. And that's, you know, that was a real turnoff for me, because you don't value the relationship that I'm bringing to the table. So I'll let another person handle your money, and I'll do the protection.
Yeah.
I'll do the what if stuff. And there, I'm not getting, you know, when the market dips 1,000 points in a day, I'm not getting calls.
Yeah.
You know, these money people are under their desk, you know, avoiding their phone. That's not happening with me.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, dealing with, hey, my sister needs to get insured. My grandson needs a policy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting those calls
Gotcha.
Yeah.
on a regular basis. And that's because of the relationship work that we built.
Very, very interesting. And that's honestly, that's a big reason why I love having different people from all walks of life, because I didn't know half this stuff. But I'm glad you came on to kind of inform us about that stuff.
And I'll say one last thing, because you said the expectation conversation. Like, that's the one thing that, you know, Ray's caught on really well, is managing clients' expectations, or potential clients, because we only get one bite at the apple. We can't solicit our business. We have to wait for people to call us. And so I'll say one breath, but, you know, in that first 5 minutes or 10-minute call, it's like getting information, having building a rapport, like having this good back and forth, you know, understanding how they're feeling, and all these different things, but also letting them know, like, hey, look, there's no guarantees with this, but I'm going to let you know, if we follow this process, this is the most likely outcome. But just know that we're going to be with you every step of the way. You know, we're going to guide you. You know, you're the ultimate, you know, driver of this ship, but we're going to be with you every step until we resolve the issue.
So, not to segue too much, but we are running short on time. I have 2 picks for you guys. Now to the fun stuff. 2 college picks and 4 NFL picks. So the college picks, I have to do this one because I'm just frustrated at the team. But I'm gonna do Texas and Vanderbilt.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Texas is favored by 18
Where are they?
in
way.
Vandy.
Okay.
No way.
And Vandy's 5-2.
No way.
They're
They
4-0, I think. Recent, like their
in-
streak,
in their
3-0
conference.
or 4-0.
I think they're 4-0 in the past. Yeah.
Yeah.
So SEC game.
18 points.
18 points.
Give me Vandy.
I would say Vandy's going to cover.
You're definitely gonna go. They beat Alabama
Yeah. Vandy covering.
for sure. 18 points. Give me Vandy.
Lynn?
This is where you make your mark.
All right. So here, no, so here's-
We're remembering everything.
no. Here, I'll give you my formula. You can call your entertainment engineer after this. Who's the quarterback?
For Vandy?
No.
Ewers. Ewers is playing.
I got bad intel.
You did. He said that he was going to sit out to the draft.
And the reason why I doubted that is because he doesn't make that decision. His coach does. All right. So
It says Ewers is playing.
all
So,
right. So yours is the quarterback.
I saw that report though too, and they said he shut it down, but I guess you never know
Yeah.
until game time.
Until Saturday.
Yeah.
So if it was Manning, I would give the 18. With yours, I'll take the 18. So I'll go with Vandy as well.
okay.
Okay.
All right. I don't know. I just, there's these quarterbacks who have like that it factor. I don't think he has it.
Who, yours?
No.
Yeah.
I don't
agree.
either.
Yeah.
Especially with Manning behind him.
Yeah.
When Manning wasn't behind him,
Yeah.
he was,
I agree.
He
I
was
agree.
that guy.
You would think
You're
it'd be the opposite.
saying that the fact that there was a quality quarterback behind him, he's playing
The pressure.
So there's a legacy quarterback behind him.
Yeah.
That Manning name is.
Yeah.
We were just
That's
talking about that. That's a guy.
You
Yeah.
would think
You
that
know,
you'd want to show out there.
Right.
No?
So you got a shorter leash. You got all that.
You got pulled midway last game?
Yeah.
that's
And then
the
put
coach's
back
problem.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
That's not like Manning did any better than the other guy,
Yeah.
than yours.
If he would have started, he only had like two series.
In
This
my
guy
opinion,
sacked. I mean, they were coming after him.
he
so.
moved the football more effectively than yours did.
I think he put pressure on the defense by being able to run.
Right.
His athleticism.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And he's faster and taller than I thought he was.
He's the fastest Manning ever.
For sure. He's the fastest. Absolutely for sure.
ever. This dude is
I think it
moving.
was him and then his grandpa.
Right.
And then maybe Eli,
Back when they were
Peyton.
clocking like when
Peyton is last.
yeah, for sure.
Eli came in third.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, as a Cowboys fan, the NFC East quarterback I always feared was Eli.
Really?
Yes. People always are shocked that I say that.
Yeah.
But Eli Manning
Not
is a
Donovan
quiet.
McNabb.
Nope.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. The
I
Eagles
feared
would kick our ass on the
Eli
regular.
more than I feared McNabb.
I don't even understand how that means.
I did.
Okay.
Because Eli could kill you.
Yeah.
And you like
Killed the
and you
Patriots.
wake up at
Twice.
at the gates with St. Pete like
He's like softly killing you.
yeah,
I'm nice.
Yeah.
Friendly right now. And
Yeah.
murdered.
yeah. I mean that time he beat the Cowboys on the way to the Super Bowl, the first one with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like he just
Yeah.
you're never sure that you're going to win that game. And he knows. He calls me. I say, "Look, I'm just sitting here waiting for the W." When Eli, I had to wait for the zeros.
You sound like
Yeah.
You sound like Vinny.
I had to wait for the zeros.
Yeah.
Eli
Don't give him
Manning.
3 seconds.
Eli Manning put the most fear, and to me, he's the better of the two brothers.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
To me, he is.
He's
Wow.
being disrespectful now.
No. Look how adorable he was. Look how adorable he was. He played 200 and some odd
Peyton
You're
was
right.
a-
plus games until
Peyton
the
was a
knucklehead
killer.
coach benched him for no reason.
Yeah.
Peyton
Or
was
he'd
a
probably
killer.
have that record.
Yeah.
Let's not be disrespectful.
No.
I got my second college game.
Okay.
It's an interesting one for me. Number 12, Notre Dame, against number 24, Navy, who's undefeated.
Give me Navy. What's the spread?
Spread is 14 points
Where are
for
they
Notre
playing?
Dame.
Give me
They're playing
Navy.
at Navy.
Yeah.
Give me Navy.
Give me. I'm a Navy. I'm a Navy.
I'm
vet.
give me
Navy.
Give me Navy.
Oh, that's right. You are a Navy
I'm
man.
strong. Like, yeah, I'll take those points all day
Give me
long.
Navy.
So, yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Notre Dame lose their first game to
Yeah.
Northern
did.
Illinois.
Yeah.
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 Give me
I'm
Navy.
going to take Navy. I just
me
noticed
Navy.
that Army and Navy are like 23-24.
And both
Yeah.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah. Both
undefeated.
undefeated.
Give me Navy.
Both undefeated.
Okay.
Remember, Navy was the bet we made earlier where they just murdered a team. It's crazy. Like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, moving on to NFL. I have 4 games here. The first one, Bears and Commanders. Both are 4. One's 4. Bears are 4-2. Commanders are 5-2. Bears are favored by 3 in Washington.
No Jaden
I don't
Daniels.
understand that.
No J.
That's
Oh.
right. No Jaden Daniels.
Who's their backup?
I don't know.
Oh, Mariota.
Oh, that's right.
Marcus.
He did good in
He did.
cleanup.
He did.
It was against
Carolina.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
they beat nobody, and you're like, okay.
But, I don't know I think Caleb might be catching his stride.
And they're giving 3?
They're giving 3.
It's at Washington.
I'm going to go with the Commanders.
You think so?
+3.
Commanders +3.
Ben.
I like that. I would take that. I like that. That's good.
Pretty much quarterback to quarterback, right? Mariota,
Same thing.
Caleb.
Relatively.
I mean,
More
more
experience with.
experience, but athleticism, youth. I'm going to go Bears. I like the Bears because Komet is on my fantasy team, and I'm hoping that he, Jesus Christ. I hope I didn't just jinx him and he
You did.
breaks his leg on the first play.
You ruined him.
My bad, Cole.
Ironing his jersey and grab the iron.
Poor dude. Poor guy. His career is over. I'm gonna take Commanders.
Commanders?
Yeah. Damn. Stick with the Commanders.
Your division, huh?
Okay. Next one I got,
You didn't say yours.
I said the Commanders.
Oh, okay.
Bills and Seahawks.
At Seahawks.
At Seahawks.
Rain.
Bills are 5-2. Seahawks are 4-3. Bills are favored by 3.
You asked if it was going to rain?
I think I saw rain in the
Okay.
forecast.
It rains all the time.
That affects. That'll affect Josh Allen over there.
They play in a dome, right?
No.
No,
They're
they
outdoors.
Outdoors. The 12th man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The weather.
It's a fun stadium, actually. It's nice. I've been there once.
Lumen Field.
Does it matter?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think that's an internet company, I think.
I'm gonna take the Bills covering. This 3. Yeah.
Bills -3?
I think they're picking it up. Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bills, too.
Yeah, I like that. They just got Amari Cooper.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Gino is weird. He'll have big games out of nowhere.
He really is.
He crushed the Falcons.
He did.
He did. I'm gonna take Seattle.
Okay.
I'm gonna be opposite of all you three.
Okay.
And it's and they get 3.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Seattle +3.
Yep. All right. So now moving on to our 2 favorite. I'm going to save the Cowboys for last for you guys.
Good.
Colts and Texans. Texans are favored by 5 at home.
is the quarterback back?
Anthony Richardson?
Yes.
Yep.
He played last week.
I think the Colts will cover that spread.
5.
I would take the Colts
It's
plus
Houston
5.
-5.
It's Houston -5.
What'd you say?
Houston Texans are, against good teams, they're a field goal team. So
I agree.
-5 is probably too much. You can trust the Texans around 2.5, 3. In my experience, once you get above 3 and Fairbairn kicking it to win and whatever, and just last week they played
Kicking
for
at
the
the
field
win.
goal.
Kicking at the win in the dome.
They play to not to lose.
I hated that.
Yep.
They weren't aggressive
You know,
enough
like
at the end.
last year's team, like D'Amico's already fallen into that
Safe zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
comfort zone. No,
Yeah.
you got to play to win. I don't like that. I see them playing. If they're playing to win by a field goal, then the 5 points get you a win.
Yep.
I take the Colts
+5.
+5.
Ramon?
I want the Texans to win. I'm gonna take the Colts +5 only because I agree with you and I hate agreeing with you. But I'm gonna say Colts +5. But there's a history here. I've been telling these guys for the past 3 years when they were losing 2 years ago, when the Texans were losing 3 years ago, that they were like, "Well, Texans sorry." They're not sorry. They're just a tweak away from winning the games. They're losing. They're not getting blown out of games. This was 2 years ago. So now they're winning games by the same margin they were losing games 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I agree.
Because D'Amico is not playing to win, he's playing not to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those 3 play calls before that field goal kick last week, you're like, you're just trying to get Fairbairn,
Yeah.
you know, on
Yeah.
on a certain hash mark.
Yeah.
It's like -1 yard, -2
I
yards.
still think.
Yeah.
It's
I still think Houston will win this game.
I hear you.
It'll be.
No, but if they win by 3,
I win.
you win the bet.
I win.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
That's
trying
the
to win
reason-
it. They're trying to win
The
us by
-5
3.
is the reason I'm taking Indianapolis +5.
Okay.
So
well,
Andre Johnson is being honored
Okay.
for his Hall of Fame induction.
Okay.
We get Lassiter back. We just picked up, I forget his name, not Davis. He was a Bucks,
the linebacker.
a linebacker.
Yeah.
Where I think D'Amico, I don't like the way he played. I don't like the conservative play calling last week. I think they had a, come to Jesus moment, hopefully, at the stadium this past week. And I'm going to take the Texans covering.
Covering.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
a
you
lot of
gotta
confidence.
win it by a
There you go.
touchdown.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Gotta win
about.
it by a
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, dog.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Throw caution to the wind. Root for your team.
Okay. So
All right, here you go, Lynn.
we got the nighttime game.
Why you got brought in, Lynn? Let's hear it.
Okay.
We have the Cowboys 3-3 playing the Niners, who are 3-4. I
Yeah.
didn't know they were 3-4.
Yeah, they lost.
In San Fran.
What?
Nine-
Dallas has a away game?
I know, finally.
As if like we play.
This is their one for the year. So,
So ridiculous.
Niners are favored by 4.
What?
Yeah,
Oh well, Dallas.
in San Fran, so they think it's pretty much an equal. It's a toss up.
Yeah.
The bookies do at least. I mean,
Yeah. What is that? 2.5 points. I think it's pretty much a
yeah,
toss-up.
2.5, 2.5 to 3. It's a toss up. So they think it's gonna be a close game.
Guest of honor.
Oh, I got the Cowboys.
Covering?
Look, to win the game.
Ooh,
In the immortal words of Jimmy Johnson,
This is on.
we're
record.
going
You
to
know
win
that, right?
the game.
money line.
Okay.
So plus 175.
Yes, give me my. I'm gonna put down 100. Run me my 175.
They're
Run me
not
my
going
175.
to throw to Zeke right in the middle of the field where he gets like
Okay.
body slam.
All right. Let's simmer down.
I took the Niners last week and they shot a big old dud.
They did. They played well. I mean, outside of his interceptions, you know.
They got. There's a lot of people hurt, right? Debo.
Dude,
And Ayuk's out for
well,
the season?
Is Debo playing?
I don't know.
He'll play.
Yeah.
Okay.
He will play. Remember, it's the Cowboys. It's Sunday night. Everybody's watching.
That's why I think
He
they'll lose.
will play.
Yeah.
I think it's a contract year for him, isn't it?
No.
No, they just re-signed him.
Yeah.
But that dude, that new rookie Pearsall, the one that got shot, he's playing for the 49ers.
Oh yeah.
They got Kittle.
And that second string running back is real.
We're looking over here.
Mason?
He's a Cowboys fan too. So
Got Mason.
Well, Debo had
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia last
He's playing.
You think he's gonna play?
He's playing. If that was the bet, I'd
They-
call my bookie and bet the fun. He's
they
playing.
got
Wait, do
prop
y'all
bets.
is,
they got prop bets.
Lawrence, who's out for you guys on defense? Is or is everybody playing?
Lawrence
Parsons?
is out.
Micah and Deron Bland are out.
I think Bland may play.
He didn't practice Thursday. Or
Okay, then he's out.
I like our insider over here.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Kelly.
If you don't
Love it.
practice Wednesday and Thursday,
Yeah, you
there's a
don't.
pretty good
yeah, you're not
chance
playing.
that you're not
But
playing.
that's not set.
But-
sure.
The exception is Debo. Because if you're paying attention, every Dallas Niners game, there's always something going. Debo's always hurt. He's street clothes in the NFL to me. And if you watch receiver, he had more massages on stuff than anybody in that series. But he's going to play.
Deshaun Watson style. Huh?
No, not that. not that style.
Wrong massage, sir.
Wrong. Yeah. No.
I'm going to take
Shoulder.
the Niners.
I'm gonna take the Niners too.
Minus 4.5. So they're going to win by.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
it 4
I'm
or
sorry.
4.5?
Niners covering.
I
That's
think
4.5.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys covering that spread on record, but losing.
Okay.
So a field goal game.
Yeah.
Okay. I take the Cowboys.
Covering or winning?
Covering or winning.
I got him outright.
Outright.
Money line.
He's a money line. That's just.
Money line.
Damn, your balls are huge, man.
Well, I just been a fan since '78. You know,
I'm sorry.
So you're betting your heart. You're betting your heart.
exactly. That's why I
Don't
don't.
do it.
Don't do it.
Even though I just did.
That's why I actually don't bet Cowboys games
Yeah.
because
I just talk about them. I don't put no
it's more.
money on
Yeah,
it.
it's more heart than it's more heart than anything. 'Cause I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I'd rather watch the game to watch the game because when you're watching the game and there's money on the game,
Yeah.
you watch that game different.
You're right.
for
You're
sure.
right.
Right, but if you got no
sure.
money on it, you're like,
I try to get my girlfriend into football. So what I do is I'm like, babe, here's $50. Like you pick whichever games, and it keeps her entertained.
yeah.
It's
She's checking scores at
fucking
least.
great. Yeah. She's like,
She doesn't know what a first down is.
Yeah.
but-
Is that good?
So, but no, Lynn, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I learned a lot today.
Absolutely.
But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and hopefully I can get a second date.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
never know. But it was absolutely. I appreciate this guy. We met on LinkedIn.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Medearis is it's a special name.
That was
So,
20, almost
yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
almost.
that was a long. I was in D.C.
Oh, wow.
I was in D.C.
Wow.
And what brought me to here was I came in town for the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
We threw a party for our players, families, and clients at Champs. And my partner here, the guy that was running the Houston office, he died of a heart attack
Oh, wow.
at 45, 17 days after the game.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sitting here saying, I had a great time in Houston, and they don't run as fast in Houston as they do on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like
You're right.
6 figures here,
Yeah.
you're broke in DC with 6
Yeah.
figures.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you shake it. Look, you got a 6-figure job, and then
Yeah.
you're,
Yeah.
know, at
You're
an
right.
island at the,
Yeah.
at the stoplight, still shaking a cup. Here, people are making 60, 65 and living large. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no. So I came here.
Yeah.
And at that party, I made a friend who is now my wife.
Wow. Very
I was
cool.
married to somebody else.
Man,
When I-
awesome.
when
Was
I-
that 2004?
2004.
Yeah.
The Patriots
Yeah, I remember
versus
that.
the Panthers.
Funny story is a year later, I actually met a good friend of mine in law school who I did not realize was his cousin.
Charles Medearis.
Okay.
Yeah. So till this day, me and him text, and he was like, "You got Ray working over there?" I was like, yeah. So yeah. So it's small world.
Yeah.
Small world. So, but thank you for coming on, man.
Oh, my
really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Lynn.
And until next time.